Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. We'll wait just a few seconds and we will start our webinar for today. Yeah, I think we have a good number of attendees now. We can start. So again, good afternoon and welcome to our new webinar on home automation. During this webinar, your microphones will be muted. Your questions can be inserted in the chat box. You can chat with us in the same chat box. In case you have any connectivity problem, you can always refresh the platform or the web browser. And in case the connectivity continues, please disconnect and connect again. We recommend, of course, to use a headset for a better hearing experience. At the end of this webinar, we will have a poll question where you will have a multiple choice question. You have 3-4 answers. You can choose one of them. In case your answer is correct, your name will go into a draw for winning a nice prize, which is, I think for this webinar, it will be an iPhone earbuds. After this webinar, an email will be sent to each one of you with the download link, so the presentation will be available to you. You can always check it out. And in a few days, I think it will be shared in our YouTube channel, Hegel Middle East. You can search for Hegel Middle East, you can subscribe, and you can receive all the webinars we are publishing. And of course, on our website, hegel-me.com, you can still register for the upcoming webinars from now till end of November. So we will start about the topic. We are talking today about technology, how technology can make your home safe and smart. In fact, this topic comes from a good deal of attention we got from our customers and partners last year in our webinars. We had last year a series of webinars where we spoke about dimming, we spoke about CANX, we spoke about smart homes, about IoT. So we received a good feedback, a big impact was there, a positive impact, of course. It was interesting. So we decided to go again into further details, some technicalities to expand and to speak about new concepts in the home automation. My name is Hussain. I'm the regional sales engineer for Qatar and Kuwait. I will be your host for this webinar. My colleagues will be joining us. Mr. Ahsan Ali is joining us from KSA. He's our technical support manager. And Mr. Riyaz Abdul Jabbar, he's joining us from Dubai office. He's the building automation sales manager in UAE. So I will start giving a topic briefing or a small introduction before my colleagues start going into further details. So let's go. Hopefully you are ready. Technology in smart homes. As simple as it is the system where connected devices can monitor or enables you to monitor and manage various home applications in your home. As a tenant in your home, in your apartment, in your villa, you can always go through, you can always control your application through local and remote communication protocols. One of the communication protocols, of course, which Hegel works on is the KNX home automation systems. These applications are many, of course, and they are expanding day by day and year by year on the developing technologies and new products and solutions being provided. One of them is the environmental controls, which is the basic one in our homes, the lighting, the AC, the heating, depends on in which part of the world you are, and of course the home security system, which includes IP cameras and includes under the CCTV, of course, and includes the intrusion systems. The third part is the home entertainment system, which covers the. So yeah, I will repeat the agenda part. So the agenda will cover two parts. One is handled by Ahsan, and one is handled by Riyaz. The first part will be speaking about lighting, the dimming, and the new concepts like the human-centric lighting and others, the energy saving through shutters and blinds, and the temperature controls and the AC integration part, how many ways we have, how we are doing it in the homes. The second part will be about CCTV systems integration, which comes under security systems, the door phone or door communication systems, the energy monitoring and energy management. What are the products, new products introduced in the market that Hager can provide that will suit your project? And of course, at the end, we'll speak about the IoT. Please just let us know which slide. Okay. Ahsan, you can take it up from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Hussain.
Another connection issue.
My colleague Hussain gave an overview about today's webinar topic. I will be starting with lighting application, which is an important and basic lighting application when we talk about home automation. So lighting is an important aspect in a home. It is very crucial to create an ambience. The ambience of a place can be transformed completely in something else. If we adjust, different lighting effects, the ambience will be transformed. How do we adjust these lighting effects? It could be only by turning on and off some lights, or changing the brightness of these lights, or maybe if you have color changing light, you can change or you can set them to a specific color. Or maybe you can do all these actions simultaneously, and which we call it a lighting scene. So you can activate all these actions from one click, and you can create an ambience. So there are you can create multiple scenes in a space to give different kind of ambience to that space. uh, Now you can call these scenes at any time by pressing button in your touchpad or in your phone, and you can create an ambience that you like. Now we have talked about ambience, how we create an ambience using lights, but we have to see what are the devices involved in creating this ambience. As we know, in the market, there are different types and control gear technology of lightings are available in the market. For example, we have lights which we can only turn them on and off. Then we have lights which we can dim through phase dimmers, like trailing edge or leading edge dimmers. Then there are lights which you can control through protocols called DALI or DMX. Then we have some lights which can be dimmed through 1 to 10 volt control signals, and then there are lights that are connected lights, and they can be connected through Wi-Fi network or IoT. Now, if in your space you have these multiple kind of lights and you want to create a scene, then these all technologies should be communicating to each other through a common platform. Now KNX provides us the possibility and gives us this integration between all these technologies, and we can create a scene with a single touch, and we can create an environment or ambience which we want. Now in the previous slide we saw how the lights were creating an ambience and all, but we want to turn on the lights, or we want to have the lights on only when we are there around the space. So sometimes unwantedly we leave our lights open, like in some spaces of our home we leave our lights open unwantedly, and which causes waste of energy. By using a motion sensor or presence sensors, you know we can turn these lights off when we are not there, or we can turn them on only when we are there. We can also create some time-based routines, to turn on and off the lights when we are sure that we will be there at this time. We can also control lights depending on the brightness of the natural light available in that space. You know, so for example, I will give you an example of uh, external lights, maybe, or landscape lightings in your home. You can control these lights, based on the brightness. If there is sufficient brightness or natural light available, you can turn these lights off, and then night time you can turn them on. So it will save energy for you. You can also use motion sensors in conjunction with brightness sensor, in places where there are sufficient sunlight, which are exposed to sufficient sunlight. So what happens is, if you have installed a presence sensors with brightness feature integrated, so it measures, even if you are there, it measures that there is enough flux level, or if there is enough natural light coming in, it will not turn on the lights and hence save much more energy for you. Now, in the previous slide, we saw how we can use a brightness sensor to turn on and off lights and save energy. Here we will see an advanced feature of brightness sensor where it will regulate the artificial lighting depending on the natural light. Suppose if you have a room, where you have ample amount of sunlight entering inside, and you have this brightness sensor installed, you can set a desired lux, like suppose it could be 500 lux, which you are comfortable at. You can set that lux, and the brightness sensor will regulate the lighting for you to keep or maintain that lux. For example, the sunlight or the natural light is generating a lux of around 600 and your set lux is 500. What it will do, it will just turn off the artificial lights. But gradually, as the natural light is fading, it will generate much more less lux. It will generate less lux, like around it will go to 300 lux. At that time, it will dim up the artificial light to compensate and create that level at 500 lux. This way, you can also save your energy, and you can make full use of the natural light. Now, the applications or the features of lighting application we saw earlier were talking about ambience creation or energy saving. This feature, the one we are talking about, it's related to human health also. This correlated color temperature management, or tunable white light, we call it also, is a feature you know where we can adjust here the lighting temperature of the light from warm 1000 Kelvin to 10,000 Kelvin, which is the coolest. There are lighting fixtures available in the market, which can change their color temperature from this range, from 1000 to 10,000 Kelvin. Now, as you know that uh, the warm color temperature is you know usually required when we need a relaxing environment, or when we want to relax, or a cozy environment. But when one wants to be alert, or to stay focused, we use cool temperatures lights. So uh, also, this light, when integrated to an automation system, these kind of lights, when they are integrated to an automation system, they can dynamically change. Manufacturers who are manufacturing these kind of
Yeah.
uh, delegate, which can
Ahsan,
support.
can you please again reshare your presentation?
Okay, is it?
Now, it's now okay.
Can
You
you see
can
it
proceed.
now? Okay,
Okay.
okay. So I was talking about the dynamic control. you know so if these lights, the color changing lights, integrating the color temperature changing lights, integrated to an automation system where there is a sun tracking system or timers, these lights can change dynamically the color based on the natural light, and they can mimic the actual color temperature of the sunlight and level at that time. So there are manufacturers which are manufacturing daily gateways that are available readily in the market, which supports this color temperature changing feature. Now, We have seen some features of lighting application. We will move towards the blind and shade application, which is also an important application in an automated home. Now imagine, you're sitting at your home office, which, we are now used to due to this pandemic, and you are working there, and it has a blind which is open, and there is a natural light coming inside the room. You are enjoying it, but suddenly, sun comes at a level where it's shining directly into your eyes, or your screen. So it becomes annoying for you. You have to adjust the blinds, so that it will not, you know the sunlight is not coming directly on your face. You can, this can be taken care of if the blinds or shades are integrated to the automation system. Due to the weather stations or sun tracking system, it can automatically position the blinds, and it can keep the direct sunlight out when it is coming directly in your room. Now we saw when we said, with the integrated blinds, they can help keeping the direct sunlight out, but also they can contribute in saving in an HVAC system. How do they do that? They can, respond to the natural temperature fluctuation. For example, if you are entering a room which is already hot, there is warm, which is warm there, so you will just, put your thermostat on a set point, on a lower set point. Now your AC will try to, you know, make to meet the set point. But what happens if there is sunlight coming in that room, which is which can cause, there is an excessive sunlight which is coming in the room, it can cause a solar gain. So if your blind is integrated to the automation system, what will happen? The thermostat, it will know that now the AC is trying to cool the room. What it will do, it will just lower the blinds so that to manage this solar gain, and it will help uh, the AC to reach the set point target much easier, and it will require less work or load from the AC. Similarly, if you are entering a room which is already chilled up, and you want to increase the set point. When you increase the set point, it can also allow the natural light come in and let the room reach that required set point. Now we have seen how blinds, they can uh, they can help us in saving an HVAC system. We will see now some applications from HVAC, how in ACs, how they can also make us save some energy. Now ACs protect us from scorching temperatures, outdoor temperatures at home, especially for us who are living in Middle East. We know that mostly the climate here is hot and humid. So ACs are the necessity for us to create the AC appliances. They are a necessity for us to create a comfortable environment at our home. But this comfort comes at an expense, which is like, if you see, the AC appliances are the highest energy consuming appliances at our home. To make a balance between comfort and cost, we have to manage this load properly. Now, how do we manage this? We can manage this load by creating presets. What are presets? Presets are predefined temperatures, which we can pre-program in smart thermostats. Now, we can we can call these modes also.
Okay, sorry for that. Another few seconds, and Ahsan will join again. It was easier in the rehearsals, by the way,
Hello,
but now.
hello, hello, Hussein. I can hear you.
Okay, Ahsan is reconnecting again, as I see.
Okay,
Yes, hi Ahsan. Please
can you
reshare
hear
your
me?
presentation now. The sound and video is on. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So I was talking about the presets in the ACs. In the smart thermostats, we can have presets like, you know, there could be four. We can call these presets as modes also. We can have four modes: comfort mode, standby mode, night mode, and protection mode. Now, what are these modes? Comfort mode is a mode like when you feel comfortable at this set point. So you call the set point when you are present at the at, at this place, or when you are occupying that space. So you want your AC or thermostat to be at this comfort mode. Standby mode is a mode like, you set it a little higher when you are leaving that space for a brief period of time, so that you don't turn it on or turn it off like, rapidly. Because if you turn off and on the AC, it will take much more, or it will consume much more energy than by just, when you lower the temperature and when you increase the temperature and bring that to the comfort level. Then there is night mode, which we can set at night when we sleep. We can also save some energy. In this mode, we set it a bit higher also. Why? Because our bodies usually tend to become colder at night, and if we set this mode, it will not directly jump to that set point, but it will be, gradually increasing the temperature like 4 degrees or 3 degrees, whatever we set, gradually in steps of an hour or more. We can program it. Then there is protection mode. Protection mode is a mode which we use when we are going for long absence, like for vacations or something. So in this mode, what happens? Uh, we can set the AC at maybe 35 degrees if it's in cooling mode, 35 degrees to 40 degrees. It helps in protecting our furniture, because sometimes when we leave the space for a longer period of time, it gets the, the, the interior of our home gets overheated, and it might damage the paint and our furniture. So this is a protection mode. If it reaches to that danger level, it will just regulate the AC at that temperature only, just to protect our home. So these modes can be called based on time routines, or on occupancy sensors inputs also. But if we are there, we can call the comfort mode. If we are not there, it will just activate the standby mode. And from timer we can activate the night modes, and when we are going, we can set the protection mode. In this way, we can save a great deal of energy in HVAC systems. Now, when we talk about AC units, the most tricky part for the AC units is to have the integration between the ACs. There are several type of ACs available in the residential market. What are those type of ACs? There are fan coils, with 7 wires, like DX type of fan coils, but they have 7 wires. Then there are fan coils also DX or split units, which are, with proprietary protocols of the manufacturers like Daikin, Mitsubishi, LG, all these. They have their own protocols. Then there are VRF or VRVs, which have open protocols, communication cards supporting BACnet, Modbus, or KNX. Then there are AC split units available in the residential market, which can be controlled through IR remote control only.
Okay. So until Ahsan join again. Ahsan, you are still here? Please share your presentation.
Yes,
I
I'm
will
here.
answer just one question. Anybody who needs the data sheet of the KNX products or any product of Hager product portfolio, you can access hager.me.com. You can go to the product section. You can select the product range you want, and then you can insert the product item number, reference number. You will get the instruction manual, you will get the data sheet, you will get the certificates. If the product have a certificate of conformity or test certificate, depends on the nature of the product. So Ahsan will continue with the AC integration, and let's move on.
Yeah. So now as I told earlier that there are different types of ACs available in the market. So for an automation system, it is
I can invite Riyaz. I think we came to an end to the presentation or the part of Ahsan. I can invite Riyaz to take over. Yes, Riyaz.
Thank you, Ahsan.
Yes, Riyaz.
Hello, everyone. So far, we have seen different applications in the aspect of comfort, convenience, and energy saving. So I would like to add one more important aspect of a smart home, that is smart security. So commonly, we use
Riyaz. Yes, we can hear. The video is
Hello.
on. The voice is on. We
Yes,
still need the presentation.
can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we can.
Can you able to see?
Please,
Hello.
can you reshare your PowerPoint?
Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. So far, we have seen different applications in the aspect of comfort, convenience, and energy saving. So, I would like to add in another important aspect of a smart home, the smart security. So, now commonly, sorry, technical issue. Yeah. Commonly, we use video interphone system, intrusion alarm, CCTV for home security. In the technical traditional solutions, normally they are independent. Okay, sorry for that. Commonly, we use video door phone, intrusion alarm, CCTV for home security. So, in that traditional solutions are also normally they are independent. So that means no interaction between the system, no exchange of data, and then that means no integrated actions. So, in short, they are unable to perform at maximum efficiency for a better security. So, what is smart security system? The integration of different systems so they can communicate and exchange the data to take smart actions. Let me explain with an application. So let's consider that this is at the main entrance of a smart home. Here we have three different systems: smart door lock and face recognition camera and security motion detector. So each system will trigger an alarm where from the moment a person opens the door and crosses the area. In case of integrated solution, the system will analyze the trigger and to initiate a set of actions. For example, trigger a panic scenario. So this will turn on all the lights, raise the blinds, and activate the siren. And it will also send live notification to the user through apps. So with this, hence the integration makes security system a keystone of a smart buildings. So with this conclusion, I move forward to our next topic, energy monitoring. So we begin with what is the need for energy management. Controlling the energy consumption, reduce the operating cost of a building, and then reduced CO2 emission, that means a greenhouse gas emission. So it is good for environment and also reduce the climate change. So as we seen before, air conditioners are the very huge demanding load where the energy saving measures to be taken care. So what is our solution for energy monitoring? The first step of the process here is data collection. So here we use KNX enabled energy meters for the energy, measure the energy consumption. And the next step is about the visualization. So this gives user an awareness about the data, and also the system analyze the data to identify the opportunities for energy management. Accordingly, the set of actions will be triggered to reduce energy consumption. Final step of this process is to track the progress again through visualization. So what are the ways for the energy management functions? For example, simplify your day by setting automated functions based on time, occupancy, light level, and even we can work through off-peak hours. Off-peak hours. Okay. So this is the part of the energy monitoring and our solution. Yeah. And here I conclude this topic with a slogan: and use energy right and make future bright. So now moving to the next topic, IoT in smart homes. We have seen rapidly changing technologies have improved our lifestyle in various aspects, from the phone communication and then food ordering and online shopping and so on. Few examples of these latest trending technologies: 5G, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain, edge computing, so on. So today we see about Internet of Things in smart homes. What is the simple definition of IoT? IoT is nothing but a network of hardwares which has lot of so many sensors and softwares and other technology used for connecting and exchanging the data with another device or a system over the internet. Let me explain in detail with an application. We can start your day from the bed by triggering a morning activity routine through voice command, for example, Alexa, Google Assistant, and so on. So this scenario will turn on the coffee machine and then set the room ambience and play a favorite music and inform about the calendar program of the day. Using geofencing technology on the go, the home away scene can be triggered once you are away from the home. So this scenario could be turn off the lights, music, and all AC or set to the standby mode, and also activate the intrusion alarm system. Connect to home from anywhere at any time. So visualization app allows to monitor and control any function of your home. Also, it will give you a live update or notification once the alarm is activated. Having said that, and also with this IoT technology, we can create limitless possibility. Having said that, we also overlook the challenges we are facing today. Even though there are a lot of IoT devices available in the market, but they don't interact with each other. They need to be compatible with some proprietary IoT platforms, for example, Alexa, Google Home, Samsung Bixby, Tuya, and so on. So also, these proprietary protocols are independent to each other, and each manufacturer, they use their own application for configuration and use. So this is the one. And also we need a special gateway for integrating this kind of platforms. Our solution here, we have Hager Demovia. It acts as a common gateway, and it bridges the KNX system with Alexa and Google platforms. Okay. So what is the future? The convergence is the foundation for connected things. That means, like the prominent example is smartphone. The smartphone has integrated with several technologies: telephone, camera, TV, media player, and then navigation tool, and so on. So similarly, the IoT manufacturers gather together to look and form a looking to form a unified platform, so that IoT devices or for smartphone devices can be secure and seamless to use and interoperable with other systems. So hence I conclude here that technological convergence makes the future home smart and safe. This is the end of my presentation. Thanks for kind listening.
Thank you, Riyaz and Ahsan. Definitely very interesting point. From my point of view, it was the geofencing. It's quite interesting. It's new and it's being developed by, or it can be implemented by our Demovia servers and by the IFTTT platform and website. I invite everybody to try it. So coming to an end, I think the key takeaways we can have in this presentation is some of the new lighting concepts we spoke about. We are speaking here about the tunable white daily controls, which is linked directly to the human-centric lighting. I think human-centric lighting will be a major application that needs to be implemented, and in homes it can be also a major requirement. We will see it in the future. We had some information or a major information on the AC integration, and I think for the benefit of all attendees, that the connectivity issue of Ahsan happened on the AC part. Why? Because the poll question will go on the AC integration. So continuing the key takeaways, the technicalities of energy saving and management were discussed also by Riyaz. Thanks for that. And we have spoken about the different applications of security systems and the different applications and what's the future for the IoT. So now I will be sharing a poll question. This poll question, you can you can answer it, and upon your answer, if your answer is correct, your name will go into a draw, your name and email, and then we will do a Google selection, automatic selection. It will select a random name. We will contact you, and it will be also published on LinkedIn. So we'll give it like 1 minute. How many types of AC integration into KNX were mentioned in our presentation? Great, we have a variety of answers. I can see them here. We are almost at half of the attendees answered. It's going up. Okay, still going. It's a tricky question, by the way. And the answer was in one of the slides. Okay, I think 70% of the audience have answered now the question. I will give it another 30 seconds and we'll move on to the next slide. Okay. We arrive now to the Q&A session. You can still answer the poll if you didn't. And if you have a question, please write it down. We got a few questions from the audience at the beginning. Okay, so we will start our question from Adnan. Okay, now we have Adnan asked, changing color temperatures can be done with all LED lights or some special types. I invite Riyaz and Ahsan to switch on the cameras and the microphones, and anybody who wishes to answer this question, he's welcome.
Okay, I'll be answering that question. No, not all type of the LEDs. There are specific LEDs which have this tunable white type of drivers.
Yeah.
They can only be.
So it's important for the customer or the system integrator to make sure or to coordinate with the lighting supplier to know, to read the data sheet, number one, if he have the required information, and in case he doesn't find the information, he needs to ask on it. So it needs to be tunable white, mainly the driver of the LED light. Yes, exactly. And of course, you need to make sure that you are buying the correct DALI module. In Hager now we have all our DALI modules, or we have 2 DALI modules active, which is one channel. It is tunable white, and it is DALI 2 certified. Yeah, so hopefully this answered the question. We will move to the second question. How it will send signal to mobile over cloud, or he should be in the same network? I think this is the question raised for Riyaz or in his section.
Okay.
Okay, please.
I'd like to share a slide to explain this. Yeah, this is like a schematic about the IoT. For example, the sensors or devices, it will be the IoT devices. Okay, it's a part of it. And gateway. Sometimes this gateway will be part of IoT hardware, or it will be in that platform that what we are talking about. So then this passes. So every system, for example, like some systems, the connectivity between the sensor and the gateway. Sometimes it would be a Wi-Fi, or sometimes it's a Zigbee. So there are many technologies, as I mentioned in my definition. So there are the different technologies they use to talk. So the gateway is the one, it passes the information to the cloud. So sometimes the gateway, it would be a part of a device, hardware, or it would be on the cloud.
Thank
So
you,
it is based
Riyaz.
on the IoT
And
device.
I will add one part from my point of view, as we are maybe working in this domain for at least the past 10 years. About speaking about connectivity, since we have some issues in this webinar, we always recommend the people in their homes to, number one, follow, even though the technology now is much advanced and everything is wireless, but we always recommend to have wired control devices through KNX cables, keypads, and keypads especially, not to get rid of all the local switches in the rooms, not to be 100% following the wireless through phone or through iPad or through maybe PC. So always we advise to go with wired solution, and then we can add on the wireless and the new technologies. So hopefully I will see if we have any other question. Yeah. No more questions, I think. I will be presenting a survey now, survey for this presentation. Hopefully, you enjoyed this presentation. Sorry for the interruptions happened in the connections. It was out of our hands. Thank you for the attention. And this presentation, I will repeat, it will be available as a replay on YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube, search for Hager Middle East. You can subscribe, and you can see all our webinars, the old one, the new one, and of course, you will get notifications on the new one as well. We will be sending an email with the download link. You will get this presentation again for your future reference, and in case you want to share it with some of your colleagues who didn't attend. Also, we will choose one of the people who answered correct for the poll question, and we will publish it, and we will contact him very soon. Always always follow us on the social media. We have the LinkedIn mainly. We are publishing weekly posts, some solutions, some product updates. So we strongly recommend to follow us on LinkedIn also, and visit our webpage, Hager-ME. You can register for the upcoming webinars. We have, I think, 3 more webinars or 2 more webinars. There is one factory virtual webinar. We will go through one of our factories in France. It will be of a high interest for me as well. I will be joining, of course. I invite you all to do so. So again, thank you very much, and see you soon. Thank you.